Okay, thanks so much, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We are going to have our last presentation in this panel on military spouse communication skills and self-advocacy. And we have here today presenting Laurissa Armstead, Machele Ruiz, and Tiana Sims. Laurissa is an Ashford alum and one of the founding advisors for the Military Spouse Support Leadership Club. She's an active member in Ashford community and works as a program coordinator in the CHAMPS program. She is also an active volunteer and advocate for military spouses and their families. Machele Ruiz is also an Ashford alum and one of the founding advisors of the Military Spouse Support and Leadership Club. She's active here at the university and with her involvement with the Center for Women's Leadership Mentoring Program. Machele is a program coordinator for CHAMPS Peer Mentoring Program. She volunteers during the holiday season by helping the Boy Scouts to lay wreaths at national cemeteries. She believes in giving back to those fallen heroes that serve just like her son. Tiana Sims is also here with us today. Tiana is a student here at Ashford. She's completing her bachelor's degree program this year and will start with her master's in January of 2021. She is a student success assistant with the CHAMPS program and serves as a mentor. She enjoys giving back to others and looks for ways to stay active in her physical and online communities. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. You have the floor. We're looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you so much, Holly. I've really been enjoying all of these presentations today. So my name is Laurissa Armstead, and I'm also one of the founders and advisory board members in the Military Spouse and Support Leadership Club. I've been a military spouse for 16 years. My husband is active duty in the Air Force. We have 2 children and have lived all over the United States. We're currently stationed in Washington, D.C. We stay very active and love the outdoors. And I come from a very long history of military family. And I'm happy that I get the opportunity to help military spouses by offering support and leadership opportunities. My goal is to make a difference in the lives of military spouses and their families. So I had started my journey at Ashford in 2016 after many attempts to finish my degree, and Ashford made it possible with our active military lifestyle to achieve one of my educational goals. I am a proud alumna and CHAMPS program coordinator here at the university. Working in the CHAMPS program has been very rewarding and has given me the opportunity to connect with many military spouses at the university. And like Holly said, in my free time, I volunteer and always look for ways to give back to the military community and their families. So thank you so much for joining us today. Next, we have Tiana Sims.
Thank you, Laurissa. Hello, everyone. My name is Tiana Sims, and I am the Vice President of the Military Spouse Support and Leadership Club. I reside in Las Vegas, Nevada with my husband, and we have 3 sons. My husband is active duty in the National Guard with over 23 years of service. I am a strong advocate for those with disabilities and social barriers in my community. I work as a program officer for the state of Nevada Bureau of Vocational Rehabilitation, assisting those who are intellectually disabled, those who are entering offender re-entry programs, and those who are under court order to live independently. I am also a certified life coach accredited in goals and success, happiness, grief and loss, and neuro-linguistic programming. Last but not least, I am a student success assistant with the Ashford University's CHAMPS program. I welcome new students to the program and help them select the mentoring plan that is best suited for their needs. Thank you for having us, and we look forward to providing you with some helpful information. I now turn it over to Machele Ruiz.
Thank you, Tiana and Laurissa, and also Holly and everyone that is here this afternoon. As everyone heard, my name is Machele Ruiz, and like Laurissa, I am also one of the founders for the advisor board for our Military Spouse and Support Leadership Club. The club is not just for spouses, it's also geared for parents, dependents, and even military affiliated. I personally am a mom and a daughter of a military family. My son served in the Army for many years, and my father was in the Navy. I realized we all need some support when we have close family members serving in the military. I have been with the university since 2012. I was a student and I graduated in 2006 and then in 2018 with my master's and my bachelor's in organizational management. I have been with the CHAMPS program since 2014, first as a mentor and then as a program coordinator. I have met many students and have been able to listen to their stories, especially with our military affiliated students. We've been able to share stories back and forth. It's been an amazing experience to hear these stories. I'm a dedicated student advocate with the university and keep myself involved in as much as I can. I volunteer, just like Holly was saying, with the Boy Scouts, laying the wreaths at the national cemeteries. I love to see how the communities come together and support the military families that have served in our country, and even those that have lost their lives while serving. This became a passion for me because I lost my son in 2010 serving in Iraq. I will cover that later on how support and connection helped me through it, and it still does. But first, I'm going to turn it back over to Laurissa so she can start covering effective communication skills and job seekers.
All right, thank you, Machele. So military spouses are really unique in many ways. From frequent moves and transitions, they acquire a great deal of skills. These skills are priceless and can benefit them throughout their academic and professional careers. Learning how to utilize these skills and articulate their unique abilities to future employers is important to their career and academic success. We're going to discuss our experiences, best practices, challenges faced in and out of the classroom in regards to self-advocacy, professional growth, and communication. This presentation will highlight the importance of self-advocacy, how to effectively communicate skills, and cover why support and connection is so vital to all of this. This presentation was put together to inspire military spouses to continue to pursue their personal goals, work-life balance, and to encourage faculty to share support and help develop a connection with military spouses. So the first, this is pretty basic. We're just going to cover what hard and soft skills are. So hard skills are technical skills that are needed for a job, and soft skills are the skills or qualities that are known as people skills. Soft skills are not attributes that everyone is born with, but are critically important when it comes to career and academic achievement. According to executive perceptions of the top 10 soft skills needed in today's workplace, perceive that communication, courtesy, responsibility, social skills, positive attitude, professionalism, flexibility, teamwork, and work ethic are the top 10 soft skills that are desired by employers in our technology-rich environment. You might be asking what this has to do with military spouses. Well, it's important that we discuss the knowledge and skills and abilities that military spouses that they acquire inadvertently over the years to help them find career and academic success. So military spouses that want a career deserve the opportunity to pursue a meaningful career while their spouse relocates without the dreadful feeling of starting over every 2 to 3 years and starting back at the bottom of the barrel. So we start with communication and soft skills. Soft skills complement those hard skills and balance out a successful employee. And those technical hard skills aren't enough on their own these days. As military affiliated students transition, communication becomes a major focus in developing out and molding their futures, especially for successful use of these soft skills. So the very first is communication. It's the key to developing a strong balance in life, in the classroom, and beyond. Military spouses typically acquire these skills after frequent moves, challenges faced, and adversities. But here in Ashford, right here at Ashford, it's in the classroom and within clubs and organizations that help foster and develop these crucial soft skills through discussions, required responses, and as well at our chats and special events that our clubs and organizations have to offer. You can practice getting your point across using tactfulness and respect for others' opinions. So utilize those opportunities and communicate those areas that you can benefit and grow. The next area that I found very important is the adaptability. According to the International Journal of Instruction, social emotional learning epitomizes and encompasses fundamental skills that students need to possess in order to excel academically, behaviorally, socially, emotionally, and professionally. Adaptability is a soft skill that encompasses the strong ability to manage a variety of tasks in the classroom or on the job. There has been substantial research conducted on the efficacy of social emotional learning, and the research has continuously substantiated the positive impact that it has on the student's academic, personal, social, familial, and career outcomes. That's a lot. This means that it's vital to be adaptable with this lifestyle. Adaptability becomes a strength that teaches the person how to handle any situation using communication and deliberate understanding. Military spouses are exceptionally adaptable because of their changing schedules, PCSing, that means permanent change of station, and those fun last minute changes and deployments. 2020 has really tested everyone's adaptability, and hopefully everyone's learning how to handle those rapid changes and tapping into their adaptability. The third that I'll discuss from personal experience, that's research and problem solving. So my question is, have you ever been faced with a project changing last minute, a deadline being moved up, or things rapidly changing around you? How frustrating that can be. Well, that's what it feels like to be a military spouse. At times, you have projects changing, you're rearranging your goals to match your new duty station, and then your dates will just up and change, and you need to adapt quickly to a new schedule and still try to maintain a normal daily routine. And if you have a family with children, you really become a master of logistics. My experience has all been good, but it really takes a great deal of reasoning to analyze issues, make decisions, and overcome problems. So much planning and research goes into moving a family of 4 and 2 furry pets while staying on schedule. So a military spouse or family member could be a great asset to develop out research and or solve problems within any organization to help things run more smoothly. So how you might develop out soft skills. So what I found through research is that, like many technical skills, developing your soft skills may require that you take a course that may help you develop out those soft skills in the classroom. That'll heighten those soft skills. For military spouses or family members, they can highlight their ability to utilize soft skills during an interview and use a great deal of examples from their experiences to solidify that they're a great fit due to their unique experiences. Growth and development that has been afforded to them via their military lifestyle. Military spouses shouldn't feel ashamed and have to hide the fact that they're affiliated with the military out of fear because of the stigma that military spouses face daily. So how can you communicate using these hard and soft skills? Uncovering skills necessary to ace a job interview is tied into really self-advocacy, support, connection, and communication. This is what we're calling the trifecta. So rather than just regurgitating all of the technical skills that you may have during an interview, a person can strike a balance between both of those hard and soft skills. Now what we're going to do is turn our attention over to Tiana, and she's going to share the importance of self-advocacy.
Thank you, Laurissa. So many people have heard of the term self-advocacy, but what does it really mean? Simply put, self-advocacy means speaking up or advocating for yourself. Without realizing it, we advocate for ourselves daily. When we woke up this morning, we decided what we wanted to eat for breakfast. Maybe it was eggs and toast, or a bowl of cereal, or maybe just a coffee. Regardless of what you chose, the act of choosing your wants and needs was an example of self-advocacy. Self-advocacy is the ability to know who you are, what you need, and how you're going to go about meeting your needs. Military spouses are immersed in a diverse and fast-paced world that can be demanding and requires unique flexibility. As a military spouse, it is important to know who I am and what my needs are. When my husband is away on drill, I know that I may need additional support in carrying out my regular duties. Communicating that need to professors, academic advisors, and/or supervisors is an act of self-advocacy. Setting realistic goals can be achieved when you know who you are and what you are able to accomplish. It is also important to know how to meet your needs. It may be in the form of an extension, time off, or maybe just a little extra help from natural or professional supports. When expressing what you need, ensure to include ways the other party can help or support you. Self-advocacy is crucial in ensuring your own personal and professional achievements and a way to be confident in your ability to succeed. Finding out who you are is the first step in mastering self-advocacy. Who are you? What is it that you like to do? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your preferences? Do you have accommodation needs? If so, what are those needs? These are questions you can begin to ask yourself to discover who you are. I learned the importance of self-advocacy in my sophomore year in college. I was working a full-time job, had 3 kids, a husband that was active duty in the National Guard, and I was a full-time student. I was struggling to juggle all of my responsibilities and I needed some help. I approached my supervisor and asked if there was a way for me to get extra time at work to work on some schoolwork. She asked me to explain how that would work for the agency. I explained to her that I would only work on homework when I completed all of my assigned duties for that day. I also mentioned that completing my homework could also be counted for professional development. After she heard my proposition, she agreed, and I was better able to manage my home life and responsibilities. I had advocated for myself. I explained who I was, a college student, what I needed, time at work to work on schoolwork, and how to go about meeting my needs, only working on homework after my work was done and counting the time as professional development. Had I not advocated for myself, I would not have been able to find a sustainable solution to my problem. Communicating your needs and wants has multiple facets. You must be assertive, know what you need, and be firm in your ask. Be open to negotiating with the other party, whether that be an employer, a professor, or a colleague. Compromise if required or possible, and always be sure to listen. Sometimes others may have a hard time understanding your needs. Miscommunication and misunderstandings can be avoided by actively listening. There is sometimes a stigma attached to being a military spouse, and it can be discouraging when entering or attempting to re-enter the workforce. It has been found that military spouses often have higher unemployment rates than civilian spouses. This is not always for a lack of trying. There are often negative stigmas attached, including additional support needed for childcare when married to a deployed soldier, frequent relocations, and lower post-secondary education rates. Speaking up for yourself and advocating for your needs are important to overcome these stigmas. While there are some things that can't be accommodated depending on the profession or company procedures, you can highlight your positive attributes. Positive attributes common to military spouses can include, but are not limited to, experience in dealing with diverse populations, great communication skills, efficient at working independently, and the ability to be flexible. Awareness of personal strengths and the ability to highlight those strengths are important. When advocating for yourself, it is also important to know your rights. Being military affiliated, we are no stranger to rights, rules, nor regulations. It cannot be stated enough that sometimes it will be imperative to know your rights. But what rights am I referring to? I am speaking about your human rights, your educational rights, your consumer rights, and your right to be made aware of your community resources. When standing up for yourself or advocating for yourself, know that there may be positive or negative consequences. Accommodations or support that may be needed may not be possible to secure. The position or opportunity may not be able to be achieved based on what needs you may have. Or you may land that position or opportunity with all the supports and accommodations needed in order to thrive. Self-advocacy means that you are standing up for yourself, and it is an important part of merging the classroom and the real world. Machele will now cover why support and connection is important. Machele?
Thank you, T. Does help if I unmute myself. All right, thank you so much for all of that. Now I'm going to be wrapping it up with why support and connection is the key for military spouses or military families as well. Some may think military spouses and families have everything together. This class of individuals are resilient. They understand what they need to do to keep things moving forward, especially when it comes to their families. Developing a strong support network is a vital thing for military spouses. One may ask why support and connection is a key for military spouses, dependents, or even a parent. Military families are different. They are always on the move and never know where they're going to end up. Every few years, it is time for them to move to another location and uproot their entire family, whether it's in the next town or from one coast to the next. Children may often feel alone because it is time for them to leave friends, their home, their neighborhood, things they're familiar with. Parents also have a difficult time with their children, even adults, having children in the military, leaving a location to move further away. Here's a brief situation I faced and how I found support going through it. It wasn't an easy situation. My son actually went into the military in 2002 or 2001, and then he was shipped over into Germany. That was where his next duty station was going to be for the next 3 years. It was difficult knowing he was in another country, and it wasn't like he was right down the street. We had kept in contact while he was stationed over there. I was unaware he was training to be deployed. On Mother's Day, this is the worst call I got. He called me in 2003 and said, "Hi, Mom, happy Mother's Day. Guess where I'm at? I'm in Iraq." I freaked out, and then I was glued to the television. I learned to start reaching out to other parents that were in the same situations. We built a bond and kept each other informed on any news that we heard, whether it's I heard from our children, how are they doing? We kept that communication line open. The support group was built from troop members that had sons over in Iraq. If I didn't have that support group, I'm not sure how or where I would handle any situations on the news that kept coming across. That is why having a support system and connection with others is the key to not feeling so alone. How can military spouses, dependents, or parents find these connections and key support groups? That's a great question, and one I'm going to explore. So let's go over this support, why it's important, what your support group can look like, and how you will find different support groups in your area. First, let's view why each of these areas need a support group. An absent parent. From time to time, a spouse will have to see their partnership off, whether deployment or needing in another location for a while. That time may be difficult because everything falls on the one parent. A child. Children leaving. Parents also have a difficult time when their child is shipped off, deployed, stationed overseas, knowing why, knowing they are grown up and not a child, but in a parent's eyes, they still are their children. Children uprooted. Children also need support. Some parents do not realize this may be difficult, a difficult time for them because they don't understand. We have to keep moving every so often and uprooting everything that we know. Parents don't understand it because they're not in their child's point of view on what they view things as. So many families face situations while other are absence. To have a support group are nice ways to meet and cover what they need to, what they may be feeling. It's nice to be able to just get out there and communicate with each other. Children have their own support group. Make sure that if you have children, you find support groups for them. This way they can freely talk to others, especially other children that are in similar situations. There are support groups for parents also, dealing with those emotions while their child is away, and parents in those groups understand how they feel. Issues with families. may range from financial, unexpected burdens, expenses. For a child, their issues may be loneliness, leaving friends, family, and starting over. For parents, it's the not knowing. Now to cover those support groups and how you may find some in your local areas. Why you should reach out and stay connected. Having a strong support group can help find resources and know you are not alone in any situation. A support group may consist of family, friends, or other military spouses, children, or parents. Local communities have networking for military families. Reach out to the military resources on base. They will have many groups and will help you find the right ones for your family. Networking is a great place to start building those support groups. Local schools have great support systems, especially living in a highly active military area. Here at the university, they have a club designed for military spouses. It's called the Military Spouse Support and Leadership Club. The club is focused on support for military spouses, dependents, and parents. It is a great way to build that networking and support, connect with other military affiliated students, and speak about things that they must endure. The club is a great place to come and not feel alone, knowing others are in the same similar situations. Receive information and resources that students may have that they don't know about, plus more. Instructors at the university are great support groups. In fact, I have made a few connections, and it is great resources and friends. They're great supporters. Whenever a difficult situation arises, I know I can reach out to the one that I've really connected with, and she can do the same. She also connects back with me. Remember, support is everywhere, even places that we do not expect it. Why is connecting the key? Just like in my own personal experience, the connection was the key for me. We support groups that support each other and keep each other informed on any news that comes across. Connection is important, and no, we are not alone. It has been an amazing connection with other students and faculty here at the university. In the CHAMPS program, we also have a military CHAMPS program. We also have the Military Spouse Support and Leadership Club. We also have a mentoring program for military spouses, military affiliated. It's a great way to meet other students here and share your stories. We know that knowing the understanding that each other go through, the difficulties, uprooting our families, whatever it may be, we all understand. In the Military Spouse Support and Leadership Club, we keep everything confidential, a safe space to come and talk to others, a place that we all share similarities being military affiliated. Staying connected is just as important. You can help others in need, and in return, when you need support, your connections are always there for you. Support and connections are the key. They go hand in hand with each other. You can't have one without the other. That concludes our trifecta, just in time too, on effective communication skills for job seekers, importance of advocacy, and why support and connection is the key.